sometimes I hesitate to say whether or not World War III is coming. Because I don't want to be hyperbolic, right? I don't want to, you know what I mean? And anybody can throw bombs. Anybody can hype you up and get you scared. That's not what I'm trying to do. But I'm not going to sit here and lie to you either and say that we shouldn't be concerned. All of the things that are taking place right now in Russia, Ukraine, and the assistance that we're giving, frankly, to the Ukrainians, regardless of how you feel about Russia, Ukraine spending, it almost doesn't matter at this point because we're so far in. And what the left is trying to do is dig a bigger hole so that Trump can't get out of it. The way that I saw on a Chiron earlier today on Fox News was what the Biden administration is trying to do is essentially Trump-proof the Russia-Ukraine war. Absolutely disgusting. And frankly, this ties into why, good Lord, we got some good news, why I'm in love with the idea of Doge with Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy. Now, frankly, they don't have teeth unless all they can do is look at budgets. They can audit. They can give this information to the president. The President-elect Trump can then say to Congress, this is what we need to work on. This is what we need to cut. And unless something becomes law, right, then really we have to wait and see what they do. But the fact that that President Trump set up this Doge commission, if you will, honestly, it makes me so happy. It's unreal because I do believe they're going to be transparent with Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy. And I think people are going to find out things about government spending that you would have never imagined. Speaking of that, another issue that I'll get to later is Representative Jasmine Crockett and also Juicy Smollett. And the whole race hustle, the whole DEI hustle. Got a lot to cover in this show. So I hope that you have your sneakers on because you are in for some conservative cardio. All right, so let me go back to this, the latest when it comes to Russia. Here's the latest developments. And I'm just going to read verbatim here. Ukraine comes under attack from Russian experimental missiles or a missile. The Deputy Pentagon Press Secretary Sabrina Singh confirmed that a missile launched by Russia at Ukraine on November 21st was an experimental intermediate range ballistic missile. All right. So the statement contradicted earlier reports. A lot of us had heard that Russia had launched an ICBM, which is an intercontinental ballistic missile, which, you would put some nuclear warheads on. So missile war similar to Russian ICBM. All right. So Singh noted that the missile resembled Russia's RS-26 Rubaz model, and I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, but the Rubaz model, but that this was the first time that Russia had used a new missile on the battlefield. Putin said that Russia was, quote, ready for any developments, close quote, after the IRBM attack, which did not cause significant damage or casualties, according to Ukrainian reports. I don't know if that's true or not, because frankly, if we're being real, if we're being honest, guys, there's been so many people that have been needlessly killed in this war, in my opinion, that it is unreal. I don't think that we'll ever really know the true numbers. Both of these, Ukraine and Russia, are very good when it comes to propaganda. But Donald Trump has said it on occasion at rallies. I mean, he's mentioned hundreds of thousands of people, and I believe that to be accurate. There's absolutely no plan. At this point, when it comes to Russia and Ukraine, listen, I agree with having Ukraine as a buffer. Everything that Biden is doing now, which is absolutely disgusting to me, and which shows you, this is why I think Pete Hegseth, I'll get into this. I hope to God that I know he has some serious foibles. I'll get into that later, all right? The biggest one is a complete and utter lie. We will debunk that, but I hope to God that Pete Hegseth is confirmed because I do believe that we need someone like him to oversee. I wish they would call it the Department of War again, be the Secretary of War. I really think that title is fitting. But everything that Biden is doing now, he could have done 2 years ago. So everything that they said, no, we don't want to get into this conflict. You have Russia or Ukraine essentially getting about 10% of the money. Again, regardless, I'm not for this, but this is where we are, whether you like it or not. All right. Ukraine is getting 10% of the money sent. Where's all that money going? Ukraine is getting about 10% of the weaponry sent that's been sent. What's going on? What's the holdup? It's almost as if President Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris were willing to allow both Russians and Ukrainians to die so that he could be a wartime president, hopefully in his mind to get reelected. That didn't happen. So now the plan is let Russians and Ukrainians die, and we'll just stick Trump with the problem.